question of whether student-athletes should stay in school for all 4 years has been hotly debated. The current rule for NCAA athletes is that they must complete 1 year of college before they can declare for the NBA draft. Is this rule appropriate for college students, or should it be changed to require students to complete 4 years and receive a degree? I'm going to argue that student-athletes should be able to declare for the NBA draft after only 1 year of college. I will provide some statistics and numbers to support my argument, and I will also present some of the arguments against the one and done rule, and argue why I think some of those arguments are flawed. Some argue that the one and done rule is appropriate for student athletes for a number of different reasons. The main argument is that the rule allows for athletes to more easily provide financial support for themselves and their families, instead of possibly coming into more debt by having to pay for more school. But is this argument really valid for the long-term financial situation of these student athletes? I believe that it is. The current average salary for an NBA player is $5.15 million, a pretty sizable income for anyone who wants to support themselves and their families. Combine that salary with the average career span of an NBA player of 4.8 years, and that comes out to be about $24.7 million earned over the average career of an NBA player, according to the Huffington Post. If handled correctly, $25 million can be more than enough money to comfortably provide for yourself and even for other members of your family and friends. One of the main arguments against the one and done rule bears the question of what happens when a player suffers an injury and can no longer play in the NBA. This is a valid argument in the fact that if a player did happen to get injured and has no degree in which to pursue another career, that he won't be able to get a well-paying job and support himself. I would argue against this by saying that what is stopping this person from simply going back to school and getting a degree after his playing days are over? The average lifespan of an NBA player is only 5 years. With the one and done rule, that would make this person's age to be about 24 years at the oldest. Plenty of time to return to college, get a degree, and continue to pursue a different career. When looking at this argument from a different perspective, the one and done rule has been proven beneficial to both the NCAA and the NBA in terms of ratings and likability. With the one and done rule in place, both the NCAA and the NBA have seen major rises in television ratings, jersey sales, and other factors that have been beneficial to both the players and the associations. Some would argue that the one and done rule has been bad for teams in the NCAA because they are losing their best players that they were counting on being around for all 4 years to help their team win the ultimate prize, the NCAA title. This argument has been proven to be flawed as well. Ohio State won 2 Big Ten championships since losing 5 one-and-done players in 3 years. Washington has won 2 Pac-10 tournaments since losing center Spencer Hawes. North Carolina reached the 2008 Final Four and won the 2009 NCAA title after Brandon Wright went one-and-done in 2007. Kentucky lost 4 one-and-dones in a single draft and went from 2010 regional final loser to 2011 Final Four. And of 20 programs that have had one-and-done players, only 6 can be demonstrated to have declined substantially since. One of the major players in the one-and-done rule crusade is John Calipari, coach of the Kentucky Wildcats. During his years at Kentucky, John Calipari has seen a tremendous amount of his players play just 1 year before declaring for the NBA draft. But he doesn't have an issue with it at all. In fact, he would like to see the one-and-done phrase changed to a succeed and proceed. Calipari shows no shame in having his players declare for the NBA draft after just 1 year of college. He sees it as an amazing opportunity for his players and is proud of them when they make the decision to move on to the next chapter of their careers. In one of his interviews regarding the one-and-done rule, Calipari said, "We've had 17 players drafted. Many of those just changed the whole direction of their family. Every one of them in the league right now. It's not just like these guys are going and they should have never left. And they didn't make it. Look at this, they're all doing well. Not only are they doing well, they're giving back to their communities." I was glad to hear this from Coach Cal because I think it paints a perfect picture of what opportunities lie ahead for these athletes when they declare for the NBA draft. In conclusion, I have argued for the support of the one-and-done rule in college basketball and have stated some facts and numbers to back my argument. I have presented some of the arguments against the one-and-done rule and have stated why I think that some of those arguments are flawed. I hope that in the future the NCAA will continue to implement the one and done rule, as I see it as beneficial to the players, the associations, and even the fans who watch and enjoy the game of basketball.